Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're diving into a huge breakthrough for developers, something that could finally make working with AI feel like it's moving at the speed of thought, not the speed of typing. So let's just get right into it with something that I know every developer has felt. You know that feeling, right? That pause, that lag, when you're just waiting for the AI to finish thinking and catch up with what you're trying to do? Well, what if I told you that in 2026, that wait is basically over? Something fundamental has just shifted, and it's not just about getting code faster, it's about changing the entire way we interact with these AI tools. Okay, so let's break down the problem here. AI lag. This thinking latency has been the biggest bottleneck, hands down. It's what turns a potentially amazing creative partnership into this slow, clunky, ask a question, wait for an answer kind of deal. Super frustrating. And that brings us to the big news. On February 12th, 2026, OpenAI dropped something called GPT-5.3 Codex Spark. Now, this is not just another incremental update. No way. This is a totally new beast built from the ground up to do one thing and one thing only: be ridiculously fast. And when I say fast, what does that actually mean? Well, check out this number: over 1,000 tokens per second. Well, it's not just fast, it's pretty much instant. The code literally appears on your screen as fast as you can read it. Think about that. And just to put that into perspective, look at this timeline of how the Codex models have evolved. I mean, in early February 2026, the standard model was doing about 85 tokens a second. A week later, over 1,000. That's not an improvement. That's a complete leap into a different league. It's a total game changer. So the big question is, how on earth did they do this? How do you get that kind of speed? Well, the secret isn't just in the software. It's a completely different way of thinking about the hardware itself. Okay, this is pretty wild. For the very first time, OpenAI has gone all in on non-NVIDIA hardware for a big production model. They've teamed up with a company called Cerebras. Now, instead of linking up thousands of little GPU chips, Cerebras does something crazy. They put the entire model on one single, giant, pancake-sized silicon wafer. And why does that matter? Well, this new architecture has one killer feature. It slashes memory latency by something like 1,000 times. 1,000. Because everything's on one chip, there's no travel time for data hopping between GPUs. So what you get is this new, specialized, low-latency tier that's just built for instant, real-time responses. So we've talked about the tech, but what does this actually feel like? This crazy speed isn't just a benchmark to brag about. It completely changes the way you code. It's a whole new workflow. You're no longer in that old request, wait cycle. Nope. Now you're in what people are calling a tight iteration loop. You can actually see the code being generated in real time and, this is the key part, interrupt and redirect the AI while it's still writing. You can steer it on the fly. And it's not all about the hardware. They've also re-engineered the software side. Things like persistent WebSocket connections have cut down the back and forth overhead by a massive 80%. The whole system is just built for speed, making it feel less like you're using a tool and more like you have a genuine pair programmer right there with you. Okay, so with this new lightning-fast AI, where does it actually fit in? Let's look at the bigger picture, the 2026 AI showdown. What's really interesting is that the market is basically splitting in two. On one side, you've got these super fast iterators, like Spark. They're perfect for quick back-and-forth tasks. And on the other side, you have the heavy-duty architects, like Anthropic's Claude 4.6, which are all about deep, complex thinking. And this is so important. It's not about which model is best. It's about using the right tool for the job. Developers are building a multi-model workflow. You'd grab Spark for some quick UI work, but then you'd fire up a model like Claude to help rethink a huge, complicated piece of back-end architecture. So let's zoom out for a second. This whole shift toward instant, real-time interaction, this is bigger than just coding. This is pointing to a new normal for how we work with computers, period. And really, the big idea here is that we're finally moving past just giving commands to an AI and waiting. By getting rid of that latency, that delay, we're creating a space where creativity isn't bottlenecked by the tool. It's a true partnership. And believe me, this real-time speed is the foundation for the next big thing. We have to think way bigger than just code. OpenAI is already working on something called the Cosmos family of agents. These are AIs designed to help with actual scientific discovery, synthesizing research, analyzing data, even helping run experiments in a lab. Which really leaves us with this final, kind of mind-blowing thought. For so long, our tools have been slower than our ideas. So if your AI is finally as fast as your thoughts, what are you going to build next? What becomes possible now?